That's not a knife. This is a knife.
How's it going? This is the Mighty Z of Capital Chaos TV. We're hanging out here with Danny of Forearm. How's it going, man?
Really well, thanks, man.
Now, you've accomplished quite a lot in the last couple of years. I know that first came to my attention when you were touring Northern California with Short Fuse, Casket Cassandra, and a bunch of other bands. From that, you went to Testament. Now you're with Slayer. What is with this meteoric sudden rise?
I don't know, man. It's just kind of a lot of hard work, probably right place, right time, and a lot of push and just enough sort of pull, I suppose, to be able to kind of get onto the tours and to be able to sort of be invited out with Testament first up and then with Slayer. And, we're doing what we can to try and keep busy, and we'll continue to do that and ride the wave as long as we can.
Was there any schooling that you got to get from touring with Testament and Overkill?
I think when you tour with any band that's been doing it for as long as they have, there's a lot to learn. And I think if you approach it in a way where you can kind of go in thinking that you don't know shit, then that's the best way to do it, because then you'll pick up on as much as you possibly can. So there's definitely a lot of things to be learned. There's definitely a lot of things to look out for, and there's definitely a lot of things that you can learn from bands like that, you know.
And this is what the fourth date of the Slayer tour.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Now I know that Anton was pointing out that he once saw some hardcore bands opening for Slayer, and the crowd had turned its back to them their entire set. Are you suffering from the same kind of disrespect for yourselves touring with Slayer?
Not at all. It's so far. I mean, it's still early days, but so far all three other shows have been really good. We've been accepted really well. The crowds have embraced us in every sort of way. We haven't experienced. I remember like when Overkill first found out that we were doing the tour, Bobby Blitz pulled me aside and said, "Whatever you do, when you get on stage, make sure you move. Just move around." But like I said, we haven't experienced any sort of major negativity or anything like that towards us on stage. Things have been really, really good so far. The crowds were great on the Testament tour, and so far they've been fantastic on the Slayer tour. So, I mean, we can't really thank America enough, you know what I mean? They've given us some great opportunities, and we're very appreciative of that.
Now, between Testament and obviously now Slayer, you did the European festival circuit, I would imagine.
Yeah, we did a few festivals out there, sort of in Europe for about 2 months. Went everywhere, sort of from Estonia to Slovenia to Poland and Prague and Sweden and Germany and all those sorts of things. So got to do a few fun festivals out there, which was really cool.
Any particular ones where you found yourself pinching yourself to see if you were actually here?
Probably Sweden.
Really?
Be the Getaway Fest over in Sweden. Had sort of System of a Down were headlining it, and had a bunch of great bands out there. Gojira were actually out there. Dave Lombardo's new band were playing.
Oh, wow.
They're too many to remember, you know what I mean? But that was probably the biggest kind of star-studded festival that we did out there, which was really cool.
Sure. And do you, as Forearm, as a band, have any Slayer covers in your repertoire?
We don't. We actually spoke about it probably about 6 months ago. Maybe on the new record we'd maybe throw in a Slayer cover or something like that, and then all of a sudden we would kind of, do you want to come and tour with Slayer? So we don't know if we'll actually do it at this stage, but who knows? We don't know yet.
Do you have any cover? You have any covers in your repertoire at all?
We do have like a bunch of sort of Metallica songs that we used to jam with and all that sort of thing when we were starting out. So we, I'm pretty sure everyone's got a bunch of Metallica songs in their repertoire as far as covers go. We don't really play them live. We kind of stick to our own stuff. Every once in a while we might throw something in just fun for ourselves, really, rather than anything else. But as far as actually going ahead and releasing some sort of cover, we may do something like that in the future. I'm not too sure at the moment.
But if somebody was to throw out a request, or at least throw some money in the tip jar, could probably bust out with some Seek and Destroy or Master of Puppets? No.
Yeah, I could definitely bust them out.
Now, are you the sound checks the problem on this tour that a lot of opening bands experience on major tours like this?
Not on this one so far. There's plenty of time. The guys, I mean, the crew that Slayer have are nothing but professional. You know what I mean? And the crew that Gojira have are nothing but professional too. So it's all made relatively easy. The time scheduling is pretty on the money. We've been able to sound check every night so far without any hassles or anything like that. So I mean, it's been really good. I mean, everybody's treating us really well, and we're kind of pretty stoked and just kind of in awe of things, and you know, and just kind of trying to take it all in our stride, and you know, we're still at the stage where we're like not wanting to stand on anyone's toes, and
Right, sure.
just kind of, you know, we'll wait till we're told what to do, sort of thing. And yeah, as far as sound checks and all that sort of thing, there's ample time, and we've been, like I said, getting one every night, so it's been really cool.
Oh wow, that makes all the difference in the world for sure. Now, have you now that you have all this attention touring with Slayer and touring with Testament here in America, have you been reached out to by any American labels?
There's things in the pipe works. There's some talk going on with a few different labels. Nothing sort of concrete yet. Hopefully sooner rather than later we'll see something come to the light and just sort of actually make our mind up on something and decide which sort of label we're going to go with, and then everything can sort of progress from there. But at this stage, everything's just in the talking processes.
Okay, cool. And have you picked up any new equipment since we last talked?
I was approached for this tour by a company called Templar Guitars, who want to do like a signature series for me and,
Oh, wow.
and that kind of thing, which I'm really looking forward to. At the moment I'm with Gibson,
Right.
which are a fantastic company, great company. They've always looked after me. They've been really, really good. But Templar sort of want to throw guitars at me and kind of just, you know, get me to sort of face their guitars for a little while or something like that. So they're offering me a pretty sweet deal. So I'm kind of very excited and interested to sort of see what you know, what it's in the works with that sort of thing. Excited to get my hands on the signature, obviously, and all that sort of stuff, and see sort of what happens with that. But yeah,
What could a signature series look like? What can we expect?
it's a cool take on the Explorer. I'll put
Okay.
it that way.
All right.
It's a cool take on the Explorer. I've always played Explorers.
Right.
I love the damn things. You know what I mean? Being that sort of James Hetfield's a big influence on me, but as a kid, sort of thing, you know, it was nothing but Explorers as far as I was concerned. So the signature is kind of a cool take on the Explorer.
And I haven't picked one up in a long time. Are they as heavy as Les Pauls, or are they lighter than Les Pauls? They're much bigger.
It depends on the model and all that sort of thing. Some of them are pretty heavy. Some of them aren't so heavy. So it just kind of depends on which one you kind of rolling with at the time. With Gibson, they sort of give me what I request and all that sort of thing. I'd kind of just tell them what I need, and
Right.
they kind of just send it out to me and all that sort of thing. So it's the guitar that I do use is kind of in the middle. It ain't too heavy and it ain't too light, but it's got enough weight there to know you're playing a guitar.
Excellent, excellent. Now, this week is Halloween in America. Do the Australians have Halloween as well?
We do, but it's very small. Like you barely even know it existed in Australia.
And is it the same day as here?
Yeah, same date. So we're actually pretty excited to actually be here to see what you guys do with Halloween, because it's only something that we see in the movies. You know what I mean?
Is there something else in Australia that's comparable to Halloween that's more fun?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No, Australia's boring, man.
All right. Except where you just recently had a giant brush fire there, right?
Yeah, in Sydney, New South Wales, there was a big bushfire there that was almost, I think, from what I heard, it was almost the biggest one we'd ever had, or something. I'm not too sure on the updates of it at the moment, but yeah.
Right on. Cool. And then finally, are you paying attention to social media much? Your Facebook page? Are you interacting with your fans on that, or Twitter, or what have you?
I kind of interact as much as I can. I'm off and on it sort of thing. I kind of get on there and answer as many questions or interact as much as I can, and then I'll sort of be off for a few days and miss a few messages or miss a few comments or whatever. But I try and sort of do what I can as far as keep up to date with, you know, questions that the fans have or messages that people are sending me and anything like that. So it's not something that I religiously will sit there and sort of, you know, take time to do or anything like that. It's just something that I try and put aside a certain amount of time every few days or something. And
not like 4 or 6 hours.
No.
Like some sick people I know. And finally, do you have anything else that you'd like to add that to people that might be watching this?
I just would honestly just want to say thank you. It's always been a dream of mine to even see America and to just even come for a holiday. So the fact that I've been able to come twice just this year and tour with these sorts of bands is a pretty big honour to me, and it really does mean a lot to me personally and to the band. So we're very appreciative of that. And so we just want to say thank you to America.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.